What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel for another movie reaction. Today, very excited for this one. This one is Rocky, the very original one. And I have seen the first Creed and the second Creed. Love them both. Think they're fantastic movies. And I think it was Rocky Balboa, whichever one was the newest Rocky movie. I saw that back when it was in theaters a long time ago, and I don't really remember much about it, but all the other Rockies I haven't seen. But there are a few things I know, I believe, about this one. I know there's 5 of the Rocky movies I haven't seen, so maybe it's from different ones, but I know the obviously iconic running up the stairs scene and fist pumping, so I don't know if that's in this one or if it's in one of the others. Maybe it's in several of them, I don't know. But then I know the iconic kind of monologue that he gives as well, that it ain't about how hard you hit but how hard you can get hit and keep moving, something like that. But it's obviously been out of context, and so if it is in this movie, I'm sure I'll appreciate it a lot more and it'll have a lot more impact. But I think Sylvester Stallone is a great actor from what I've seen of him. Obviously, a lot of the stuff I've seen have been when he's older. I have seen the first 2 Rambo movies, which is kind of around this time, a little bit closer at least, and I loved him in that, and so I'm excited to see his work in this. I also believe I read somewhere that this original Rocky script was all written by him as well, which obviously is very impressive for someone who's mainly an actor, and so I'm very excited to check out his work in this, both from the writing standpoint and from the acting standpoint. And I'm expecting to get kind of hyped and pumped up throughout this. Obviously, sports and boxing type movies, obviously there's kind of like an underdog type story usually, and so I'm assuming that's what this is going to be, but we'll see. If you enjoy watching my reaction to this, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out a lot, so I appreciate you guys who do that. And of course, always looking forward to interacting with you all in the comments. If you know any cool behind the scenes information about this, any other thoughts about the movie, definitely let me know. Always love reading through all of those. And if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire movie, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description. That's where you can find my full-length reaction to this. Obviously, you'll need your own copy of the movie to watch along with me, but you can find all my other full-length reactions that I've done for the channel as well there. But I'm excited to get into this one, so let's go ahead and start the original Rocky. Fitting that I watch this movie right now as I'm watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So a lot of Philadelphia content right now. My guy Rocky's taken a bit of a beating so far. This looks like a pretty underground or lower production type boxing match going on here, so I'm guessing either he's like just starting out into the boxing world trying to make a name for himself, or maybe he just does it on the side. Dang, that looked like a lethal headbutt. Shoot, did it break his nose? Shoot, man, he awoke in the beast within him with that hit. That's what I'm talking about. Rocky slaughtered him there at the end. Just had to get focused. I like that it starts right in the middle of a fight, though. It's cool. Good way of introducing us to his character. The Italian Stallion. That's such a dope nickname.
$65, that's $15 locker and corner man, $5 shower and towel, and 7% tax comes to $40.55.
This man won a fight and won just $40. That's nothing, dude. I mean, obviously this takes place a little while ago, so there's some inflation, but still. How many movies was Sylvester Stallone in before Rocky? I don't know that. I'll have to look it up, because this has got to be one of his earlier ones, right? Is this the same? Oh, nice. Yeah, he did write it. I thought I knew that. I don't know how many of the others he wrote, or maybe it was just this one, but it's very, very impressive. Also, this street looks like the same place he lives at in Creed, so man definitely finds a place he likes and stays there.
Your old man did pretty good tonight. Why weren't you there, huh? You should have seen me. You guys hungry? Hey, don't Moby Dick. You miss me today or what?
Oh, is that guy on the poster named Rocky as well? Did he not start out with the name Rocky? Maybe he takes it from that guy. Love the design of his apartment as well. Definitely shows how humble of a lifestyle he's living right now. Always creates a character that's easy to root for. He likes animals, that's for sure as well. I respect that.
Somebody don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, you doing, Lloyd? You know, the last turtle food I got here had more moss in it than flies. You know that, Adrian?
Adrian, I definitely recognize that name. I feel like I've seen a line from him where he yells out the name Adrian or something.
You got a taste of that turtle food, Rockhead.
Hey, crime don't pay. You know that, Lloyd. You know that.
Love that line. And he definitely seems to have certain feelings towards her. Don't know if it's attraction yet or if he's just interested in her personality, that is.
You want a bar, you gotta pay the man. Hey, I ain't emotionally involved, Bob. You understand? Give me some money.
Oh, I did not know that. So Rocky's involved in some other shady stuff, and the fighting is just a side gig, it seems. From that dialogue, it sounds like he's involved in some sort of mafia.
That's it for today. Tomorrow, collect from Del Rio. He's late 3 weeks, and I don't like it.
Tomorrow, 3 weeks. Del Rio?
Dang, even with these guys, he doesn't seem to be making a lot. But again, I don't know what kind of level that amount of money is back then.
So why didn't you break his thumb like I told you to?
I figure if I break the guy's thumb, he gets laid off, right? He can't make
Yeah, well,
no
don't
money,
figure it.
can't
Let me
pay
do
you
the
off.
figuring, okay, Rock?
I love the dialogue so far, and just the way that they've also shown how Rocky's character is. Because with him not breaking the guy's thumb, it shows that he's a bit compassionate. But then showing him taking care of turtles and being nice to all the animals in the one shop, just showing that he's got a kind heart despite being in like a tough job as a boxer and also being kind of an enforcer for those guys. Always love when characters in movies and stuff are given kind of a duality in their personality. They put a new lock on his locker? They repurpose it for somebody else?
Whose stuff is this in my locker?
It's Dipper stuff. It ain't your locker no more.
It's been in my locker for 6 years. Where's my gear?
Why are they kicking him out? What did he do to him? Is the guy who paid him last time the one who kicked him out? I mean, if Rocky's winning fights, I don't see why he wouldn't want him to stay there. I mean, he says he's been there for 6 years, so maybe he just doesn't see the progress he's wanting.
Dipper's a contender. You know what you are? What? Tomato.
Tomato.
Yeah, let's face it. I run a business here, not a goddamn soup kitchen.
So it was because he doesn't think he's got the potential anymore. That's frustrating, man. Definitely a good setup, though. If I were to take a guess, I would feel like Rocky's gonna have to, like, redeem his image by fighting that guy who took his locker, but that's just a guess.
You need somebody to walk you home, you know? It's a cold night, you know. If I was you and you got the money, I would take a cab or something. Too many creeps around here, you know.
Ooh, shoot, love that camera shot. That was great rack focus. Adrian doesn't seem to have too much to say. Rocky's doing all the talking. Dang, like stuff like that, man. Rocky's such a good dude. Definitely a great character, too. He's easy to root for so far.
You know, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, you know that? Why don't you come over and talk to her?
Sure.
Tomorrow you come for some bird, right?
It's a Thanksgiving movie. Nice. Guess it makes sense because I feel like the other two Creeds have released around Thanksgiving.
This is going to be the greatest sporting event in the country's history.
You got today a jig clowns.
Calling Apollo Creed a clown? He took his best shot and become champ. What shot did you ever take?
I like that dialogue right there. Presents an interesting, thought-provoking message for sure. Rocky's definitely got an idea after watching that. If I remember right, Apollo Creed is the father or the grandfather of the Creed in the actual Creed movies.
Because that's the way guys are. They laugh when you talk dirty, they think you're cute. But after a while, you get a reputation. That's it. You get no respect. You understand? You get no respect.
First of all, love that shot. Love the camera work right there and how long that shot was. And second, Rocky's got a ton of wisdom in him for only being 30 years old in this, which credit to Sylvester Stallone for writing this great dialogue.
You remember Marie? No, who's she? You see, they don't remember you. They remember the rep. You understand?
That was a freaking powerful line, man. They don't remember you, they remember the rep. I absolutely love that. I obviously knew that they had the one famous quote that I'd heard, but I didn't realize so much of the movie had so many good quotes.
Says here Mackley Green has suffered a severely cracked third metacarpal in his left hand. We can cancel the fight indefinitely if you're set on fighting Green.
Oh, here we go. Is this gonna be Rocky's in? Is he gonna be the replacement? I feel like I should mention now. I do know, because I have seen the Creed movies, that I think, if I remember right, Rocky ends up killing Apollo Creed in a match, I think. Or maybe Apollo Creed dies in some other match, but I know that he dies at some point.
Apollo Creed on January 1st gives a local underdog fighter an opportunity. Nothing they'd like better than to see Apollo Creed give a local Philadelphia boy a shot at the greatest title in the world on this country's biggest birthday.
Man, I love this setup. This is such a great plot.
This is what I'm looking for.
Is it going to be Rocky?
Italian Stallion.
Heck
Rocky
yeah.
Balboa?
Italian Stallion. The media will eat it up.
Apollo Creed is a genius when it comes to marketing. I had no idea that he was the one who chose Rocky to fight him. That's crazy. That definitely makes for a much more interesting story than just two dudes who happen to fight each other.
You sure your sister knows I'm coming?
Yeah. She's very excited.
Yo, how you doing? Told you she's very
She wasn't
excited.
prepared for the date.
Why didn't you tell me you were bringing him here?
Oh, so Adrian wasn't even aware that the date was going on. Paulie just set it up himself.
It's Thanksgiving. I got a turkey in the oven.
Oh, a turkey in the oven.
You want the bird? Go in the alley and eat the bird.
Oh, my guy, you didn't have to do that, man. Paulie's a jerk, bro.
Yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky. Rocky, you know?
He introduces himself.
I don't know what to say, because I ain't never talked to no door before, you know?
Oh my gosh, this guy's got some good jokes. One smooth talker, if you ask me.
I don't know, would you like to maybe, you and me go out together? What do you think? Would you like to?
Whoa,
Let's
she
have a
got
good time.
ready quick. Now the date's in motion, let's go. Rocky's got away with words. Convinced her.
Listen there, I don't want no turkey anyway, you know?
It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, to you, but to me it's Thursday, right?
This is great stuff, man. I love the subtle ways that he tries to, bring people up, make them feel better about themselves. I've said it too much already, but I'll say it again. This movie's done a great job at giving the audience a view into Rocky as a character, his mindset, his attitude.
See, all I wanted to do out of fight was prove I was no bum, that I had the stuff to make a good pro, you know?
You never got the chance.
The camera work's so cool in the dialogue scenes.
You know where Southpaw came from?
9 minutes.
I'll tell you, a long time ago, there was this guy, maybe a couple hundred years.
He's trying to fit all the dialogue he can in that 9 minutes.
My mother, she said the opposite thing.
What'd she say? What'd she say the opposite?
Said you weren't born much of a body, so you better develop your brain.
Did she say that?
I love it, man. He finally got a bit of information out of her. She's opened up to him a bit. That was probably one of my favorite first date type sequences in a movie that I've seen. I just love the way that it was kind of unorthodox, the way that he was speeding up the conversation because they were on the clock. He wasn't on skates, she was, and they were just having kind of a normal conversation, and the camera work was awesome in that sequence as well.
64 fights. Look at that nose. See that nose? That nose ain't never been broken. 64 fights.
I feel like the way they keep bringing up that his nose hasn't been broken, it might get broken in the last fight. Or not the last fight, but the fight with Apollo Creed.
Hey, you wanna come inside?
No, I gotta go.
Hey, come on. Hey, I got some animals. I got these rare, very rare animals inside.
Some turtles, very rare animals for sure.
These are the exotic animals I was telling you about. These are my friends, Cuff and Link.
I sold him to you.
Sure, I know you sold them to me.
That's a good point. She already knows what kind of animals he had, and she still came in. I love that little bit of dialogue or subtlety.
Yo, why don't you come on over here and sit down? It's a nice couch. I don't know. There's big bugs in there, you know. It's safer over here.
I love his matter-of-fact speech. He's great. He's so nonchalant about everything, just tells it like it is. Just a very humble man.
Take off these glasses. Do me another favor. Just take off that hat. I always knew you was pretty.
Don't tease me.
That's easy.
Poor Adrian, man. She's clearly never had anyone respect her or be attracted to her. Great little bit of dialogue there to show that. I like the way that scene didn't have any sort of music played over it. Just had kind of the ambient sounds of the apartment. Made it feel like a real moment right there. The direction of this movie is very, very well done.
6 years you've been sticking it to me. I want to know how come.
You want to know? I want to know how! You became a leg breaker.
It's a living?
It's a waste of life.
Dang, man, that was a fantastic scene right there. And I love how everyone's just fighting there, and then they stop once they start getting into it with each other. But then as soon as he walks away, they all just start again. That was an awesome moment for sure. Great acting there from Stallone and from the other guy.
Would you be interested in fighting Apollo Creed for the World Heavyweight Championship?
No.
Whoa, he said no? I wasn't expecting that. I thought he'd be all over that.
This guy, he's the best, and it wouldn't be such a good fight.
Picked you, Rocky. Chance of a lifetime.
Ooh, I love that they cut right before his answer. That's genius filmmaking. Also, I love that they portray him as such a humble guy. He has like no real ego in this. I feel like that's very, very rare in movies nowadays, especially sports movies. There's always so many egos involved, not too many guys who just kind of look at their situation from a more realistic, humble perspective.
It is a coincidence that you're fighting a white man on the most celebrated day in the country's history.
Is it a coincidence that he's fighting a black man on the most celebrated day in the country's history?
Man, I didn't consider how bold of a script this would have been, especially back then, because there's a lot of political issues that it deals with as well under the surface of kind of the boxing.
Where did you get the name Italian Stallion?
Oh, I invented that about 8 years ago when I was eating dinner.
I love that's so perfect for his character that him coming up with that name is in such like a unassuming day-to-day moment.
Need someone to help with the exercise and someone standing by with a towel?
Hey, yo, Paul, who cared about me yesterday, huh? Nobody. So I just think I'm going to train myself, you know?
Dang, that's a freaking great line. Nobody cared about me yesterday, so I'm gonna train myself. This script's freaking incredible.
You know, I said that stuff on TV didn't bother me none.
Yeah?
It did.
Rocky has got to be like one of the most interesting, well-written characters I've seen in a while. It just feels so realistic, so relatable, so human. Something that a lot of movies struggle with achieving.
Oh, the domestic turtles. The one on the top is Cuff and the other guy's Link.
They make good soup. Anyway.
What the heck? This guy's got no sympathy, man. Again, man, going back to the script, just a little moment like that shows someone's character so well.
Rocky Marciano. You kind of remind me of The Rock. You know that? You got heart like he did.
I got heart, but I ain't got no locker, do I, Mick?
Oh, dude, I freaking love that clap back by him right there. Said all he needed to say right there. This man's just into Rocky only because he has like some sort of new fame.
What about my pride, Mick? At least you have pride. You come around here, you want to move in here with me? Come on here, it's my house. It stinks. Come on up here, I'm standing here.
Oh my gosh, man, that was a phenomenal scene, and obviously it's still going, but that was crazy good acting by Stallone. Man, this movie is so well done. The characters in this are so fleshed out and so fantastically written and developed. Like, that moment was so dang powerful. Just all his monologue about his emotions regarding his kind of humble lifestyle, kind of his self-doubt and insecurities. And just showing that he's willing to like change and like forgive somebody like that manager and end up going back and agreeing to do something with him. I assume that's what the handshake meant. Bro, no way. No way. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he drank that. That's some commitment to the performance, man. Obviously, people do that in real life, but it's definitely not an easy thing to do or necessarily an appetizing thing to do. I love the subtle piano music. I like that the track is kind of slow and quiet right now because he's just kind of working his way up there right now. It's not like a victory track yet. So beautiful, man. That's so cool. I love how the stairs kind of are not just a set piece right there, but they're kind of like a subtle symbol for just Rocky's life as a whole and his uphill battle.
You lay off that pet shop game. Women weaken legs.
Yeah, but I really like this girl, you know?
And let her train you!
Okay, no more fooling around.
Dang, hopefully he doesn't have to like break up with her or anything.
My friend, the guy over there, he let me in one day and I hit the beef here and I kind of liked it. And since I've become a challenger, the owner don't mind neither that I come in.
I love his just so nonchalant speaking. It's so refreshing. You don't see that kind of character very often, especially the main character, kind of our hero.
450. And send the mayor's wife 200 roses from me and make sure we get a picture of it for all the newspapers.
That's very interesting, showing how when Rocky's on TV, they're all distracted with the business side of things, like they aren't really focused on him. But when Apollo Creed was on TV, and obviously Rocky for a minute, Rocky was glued to the screen, focused on it. I don't know if that was like an intentional filmmaking choice right there, or if I just got that from it, but I thought it was cool.
Now you're a big shot fighter on the way up. You don't even throw a crumb to your friend Paulie. You're supposed to be good to me.
I take care of you, Paulie. I don't owe you nothing. And you made me feel like a loser.
Dang, bro, another incredible scene right there. So many good moments in this movie. Even the side characters like Adrian and Polly are having like their big dialogue, character building moments. Like that was a huge moment there for Adrian, kind of having that outburst in response to Polly's actions. That conversation also kind of like revealed a lot of Polly's feelings. We just kind of seen this kind of crazy guy, a bit of a rash thinker and everything, but that showed that he has a lot more insecurities and kind of bad or dark feelings as well.
You just stand by, boy, and we're gonna win.
I don't know much about boxing form or anything like that, but I assume Rocky like actually trained, not Rocky, but Sylvester Stallone actually trained. That's how good Sylvester Stallone is doing, is I'm blending him with the actual character.
What do you know about advertising? Hey, you can make money off my name, make it, okay? Hey, wanna help me out with this?
Oh boy, here we freaking go. The iconic theme. Such a dope freaking song, man. Always gets me pumped. And contrasting with kind of the subtle theme from before, I like that it's more of like a upbeat, victorious style of music now, because he's kind of like built all these good relationships with everybody else, and he's kind of evolved a bunch as a character. Oh, bro, what a shot! Dude, that was so freaking sick, seeing him run across that. Impressive running performance by him, but also just impressive camera work. Heck yeah, dude. What a shot. Oh man, I'm so hyped right now. Love seeing the progression of his strength, being able to run up the stairs that time and just celebrate instead of like clutching his chest. Freaking iconic moment, man. And obviously I've seen that shot before, but having the entire movie behind it now to give it some context is definitely such a fantastic moment. Just feel so much like joy and satisfaction for his character reaching that level. Definitely one of the best sports training montages I've seen in a movie before. And that's not just because of the good editing or the good acting or camera work, but because of how well the characters have been developed so far in the movie, because I actually care about his progression and his training right there.
Can't do it. I can't beat him. I mean, who am I kidding? I ain't even in the guys' league.
I love how Rocky kind of does things differently from other movies, whereas the hurdles and everything is just his own self-doubt about his abilities. So many other movies, kind of like the hurdle that the hero or main character has to overcome is like an injury or some sort of other accident or like emotional disaster.
So all I want to do is go the distance. Seeing that bell rings and I'm still standing. I want to know for the first time in my life that I weren't just another bum from the neighborhood.
Holy cow, man, that is some beautifully written lines right there. I had no idea that Sylvester Stallone was such a gifted writer. That's incredible. Rocky's gotta be one of my favorite characters that I've watched in a movie before. Love how he's just such a normal, relatable character. He's experiencing the same feelings a lot of us feel in our own lives.
Good luck.
Hey, Adrian, you don't think this robe here is too baggy, you know?
Good luck.
Don't leave town.
Such a good interaction, man. And I like that even after his trainer said that he should stay away from women and that they're a weakness, Rocky stuck with her to the end.
Yeah, the spotlight.
Sitting right back there. Is that the world heavyweight champion?
You
Apollo
know-
Creed?
What the heck, man? Apollo Creed certainly knows how to put on a show, though. I'll give him that. Definitely an entertainer.
Shake hands now. Come on, fight.
Put your hands up there, chump.
Come on, fight.
Come on.
Apollo's just toying with him right now. Feel like Rocky's gonna put up a bigger fight than he expects, though.
Dancing around.
Hey, I don't believe it. That champ is not.
Oh my guy with the clean uppercut. Let's freaking go. Rocky's the first to strike, and he went straight to the ground. I didn't expect him to get such a good hit in from the start.
I'll tell you, there's no way you expected this kind of hitting power.
Oh, no way.
Love the sound design in this scene. Just all the ambient noises, no music, sounds of their fists and their breathing. Dang, man, Apollo Creed came right back real quick. Rocky's taking a bit of a beating.
Your nose is broke.
How's it look?
That's an improvement.
I want you to quit shucking and
Oh,
jiving.
dang, his first time getting his nose broken. I knew it was gonna come back to that. Oh, fetch, man, went down to the ground.
Down, stay down.
Don't do it, Rocky, man. You promised that you were gonna go the distance. Well, I don't know if promised is the right word, but that was your goal. It's impressive that he's been able to last, even with taking the beating that he has been.
I'm gonna stop the fight. Hey, you ain't stopping nothing, man.
You start this fight, I'll kill you.
I love that all the business side of things and all the entertainment aspects gone out the window. Now it's just two fighters with something to prove. They're chanting his name now. Let's go. That's a beautiful shot as well with his poster there in the background, or his banner. Dude, had him stumbling, man.
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
Don't want one.
Oh, I love that dialogue, man. That's some beautiful writing right there. Love how he's not concerned about anything else, just concerned about Adrian. Dang, I can't believe that Apollo Creed still won, but I love that the movie does such a great job at developing his character so that we know that that wasn't even the goal. It wasn't about winning, it was just about proving that he could fight that long. Wow, man, that was so well done. That was such a good ending. Like a lot of the great movies I've been watching for the channel, a lot of my favorite ones at least, the endings that kind of end at the peak just have so much more of an impact and just nail it so much more, in my opinion. And it's such a genius script that by the end, announcing the winner as Apollo Creed is such just a side note. And really the match as a whole, that final boxing match, was not even the kind of end goal or the main purpose of the movie. It was just about Rocky overcoming his self-doubt and proving to himself that he was somebody, and so he didn't need to win the match, and the audience by that point doesn't need to see Rocky win the match. The triumph of everything for his character and for us as viewers was just seeing him achieve that amazing feat of going the distance in a boxing match with the world champion. I can definitely see why this movie has become so iconic and so well respected and spawned, 7 movies now, including the 2 Creed movies. And after absolutely loving this one, I definitely want to go through the other Rocky movies that I haven't seen, and even if I don't do commentaries on the Creed movies since I've already seen them, if you do want me to do that, let me know. But I definitely want to rewatch those as well afterwards, since I'll have kind of more of a perspective on it. But man, such a brilliant movie, dude. I was so hyped there by the end. This was definitely one of the best sports movies that wasn't even really a sports movie for me, and I was not expecting that. I'd always thought, especially based off watching the 2 Creed movies, while those did have kind of emotional side stories and plots interwoven, it was a lot centered around the boxing matches and things like that. But I was not expecting this one to have such a profound and emotionally impactful story, where by the end I didn't really necessarily care that much about the fight itself. I was just so invested in Rocky as a character, and I just wanted him to succeed and reach his goal of making something of himself and proving to nobody else but really just himself that he could accomplish great things despite not having the most extravagant or successful life up to that point. And the script that Sylvester Stallone wrote for this is just so impressive. I don't know of any other actors today that really write that many scripts, at least prominent actors, and for not only that to happen, but for it to be so incredibly well written. The dialogue was so well done, so many profound and hard-hitting and quotable moments throughout with different conversations, and how all the characters, whether it's Rocky himself or even the side characters like Adrian or Paulie, how well fleshed out they were. I just absolutely loved how the story moved and how I developed such an attachment to some of the most relatable characters that I've seen in a movie in a while. And it's refreshing to get a hero, I guess, in the story. He's the main character, kind of the hero in Rocky, where he's someone who isn't some sort of extremely skilled or talented or someone who's been blessed with a lot of things in their life. He's a very humble man who has a lot of his own self-doubts and insecurities, and he struggles with all these things. He comes from a very simple lifestyle. Love the design of his apartment to show kind of how he's been living and how he transitions from that to kind of his achievement at the end is just so well done. One of the most satisfying kind of story arcs I've seen in a while, and so definitely loved this movie and the story that it showed. And with kind of how the boxing of this movie took such a backseat so unexpectedly for me, I love how the story of the movie just can apply to so many aspects of life, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why at almost 50 years old this movie feels as fresh as ever, because it's such a perfectly and profoundly told story that a lot of us can relate to in life. And not just from a thematic standpoint, but just from a filmmaking standpoint, it still looks incredibly impressive for coming out in the mid-70s. That's crazy how well done the filmmaking was. Obviously, it's not a movie that relied on any sort of computer graphics or any sort of hard to do cinematography things, but I was still impressed at how well done a lot of the cinematography and the lighting and everything was done. And obviously, as I mentioned throughout the movie, Sylvester Stallone kind of blended into the character of Rocky in this movie just because of how amazing his performance was. But obviously, the great kind of character arc and story of Rocky wouldn't be what it is without Sylvester Stallone's amazing performance in this. I thought he was phenomenal in this. Every kind of emotional moment he played so well, and he played such a range of emotions. He played anger, he played excitement and joy, and on the opposite side he played fear and sadness and all those sort of emotions as well with equal talent. And so I'm so impressed with his acting ability. Obviously, I've loved him in the other things I've seen, but I think this would definitely be probably my favorite performance of his in this. And obviously I really loved him in the other Creed movies as well. I thought he did a fantastic job in those as well, and it's amazing the longevity his career has had, and he's still acting so well at his current age. And I feel like the pacing of the movie was just flawless. There wasn't a single moment where I wasn't glued to the screen or felt like the story was dragging at all. I felt like the transitions between scenes and everything was just done in such a way that flowed so well. And I've mentioned it a bunch already, but obviously the iconic theme as well as the other music was all fantastic. It wasn't used a lot throughout the movie, but I feel like whenever it was there, it was very powerful and added a lot to those moments. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me react to this movie. I definitely loved watching it, and if you did, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. If you'd like to see me react to the other Rocky movies, definitely let me know here in the comments. I'd be happy to do that. And if you'd like to watch along with me for the entire length of the movie, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description. That's where you can find that. Obviously, you'll need your own copy of the movie to do so, but you'll also get all the other full-length reactions I've done for the channel there as well. But I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next video, and until then, peace.